Hey guys, AGYT Abbott here, and welcome to another movie review. This is going to be movie review Saturday, because we already did the one for Wednesday, obviously. And today we are going to be taking a look at the recent Stephen King adaptation, and this will contain spoilers, Pet Sematary. So, I thought this movie was really terrifying. There was some extremely dark and creepy stuff in this movie. The imagery, some of the imagery in this movie is absolutely terrifying and probably some of the scariest imagery I have seen since It and The Shining from Stephen King. Kicking it off, Ellie's death, the little girl's death, it is heartbreaking, it is brutal, it is disturbing in every single way that Stephen King would want it to be disturbing. It basically goes all quiet. You see the tank just, oh man. You don't actually see her dying, but you see her body in the ditch. They don't show her full body. It shows like grass kind of covering it. But it does show the body, just not like the face and all that, because that would be very disturbing. I don't know if I would be able to watch the rest of the movie if they showed that. Basically, this is very well adapted from the novel, from Stephen King's novel, Pet Sematary, obviously. I thought that the actors put their all into it. The little girl, the main dude, and the main girl, and Judd. They all did great jobs. They all did a great job acting out the sheer terror and, horror of their situation that they find themselves in. And the little girl just such a great job as, being this girl that's so high on life and, cares about her family and her kitten and everything. And, when she sees church in the road, she runs right out there and, she sells that she is very excited that church is back and everything. And then she rises up, sees the truck, and you can see the shock and sheer terror on her face as the truck is coming for her. And the dad did an awesome job, and the mom, at selling the terror of losing their daughter. Like, it's still quiet when he does this, but it's like he's screaming like, no! And he sold that pure sadness and depression in his face in the funeral scene. Wow, he did a great job. And Judd, he did a great job acting out the pain that he was going through when they, spoiler alert, they kill him. The kids that run the Pet Sematary, or, that are at the beginning of the film, kill him. But yeah, it is really, really dark. Also, the Twisted Spine girl. That is insanely dark what happened to her. She falls down a dumbwaiter because the main woman, as a child, she wanted to take care of her, but the girl with the spine was always jealous of her sister because she didn't have a spine like her. So one day she was taking out lunch to this girl with the spine, but going up the stairs, the girl with the spine tried to get it off the dumbwaiter, fell down the dumbwaiter, and died. Like, broke her neck. Which is once again insanely dark. I don't think my mom, my dad, my dad would be able to handle it, but my mom would not be able to handle this movie just because of that scene alone. Another thing that was really, really good about this, is that once again, it's pretty much straightforward from the novel. They do change some things, but they don't change all of the things, which was very good about this movie. I think this was I'm glad I didn't watch this in theaters. I have a Fire Stick, so I was able to watch it on my Fire Stick. In case you guys didn't know, that basically allows you to watch any movie you want that has recently went into theaters, or any movie that's not in theaters, you just want to watch it. But yeah, sponsored. But yeah, this is very terrifying, and I'm sure it's even more terrifying in the theater. Once again, I say, this is probably one of the most disturbing and scary, terrifying Stephen King adaptations since, like, The Shining and It from 2017. So, yeah. truly terrifying. Truly, truly terrifying. Now it's time for the bad part of the movie. The movie does lack a lot of explanation about the Pet Sematary and what it actually is. We get the general idea, it brings things back when you bury it in there, but there's no real genuine explanation, no backstory really on it. I mean, Judd gives us a little bit of insight on it and a little bit of story, but there's really hardly any real explanation of why people use this place, why did people come about it, why are people still using it, and how is this place how is this place bringing back these things. Judd's death was absolutely ruined by the trailers. His death was spoiled to hell in the trailers. Actually, it literally shows it. I might even pop up a little bit of the trailer here. It shows his death in the trailer. Not his full death. He gets stabbed to death. But you can pretty much assume he is donezo. They stab him, right in the foot, in the back of the foot. And that usually when somebody gets stabbed in that specific area, they are guaranteed to bleed out. I actually learned that last week. If somebody stabs you there, you are almost guaranteed to bleed out and die. So his death was spoiled in the trailers. That was just something that dragged down the movie a little bit for me, because I knew he was going to die, but we didn't really expect how he was going to die. In the original, his death is gory, it's brutal, it's mayhem. In this movie, it was just lame because, it was spoiled in the trailers. And I do like his final words, though. He was like, "I'd like to see you try," and he just gets stabbed. But still, his death was ruined by the trailers. They really should have never put that in there. I mean, people already knew he was going to die. If you saw the original, he was going to die. But then it's even worse if you haven't seen the original and then you just see that in the trailer, and they're like, "Well, dang, that just ruined part of the movie for me because he's gonna die," which sucks. Also, the pacing is really off in this movie, and Ellie's death isn't even in this until an hour in. I'm pretty sure that was about the time. It was about the time it happened, about an hour in. But man, I cannot believe they spoiled his death in the trailers. I'm still hung up on that. But yeah, we don't get Ellie's death until an hour in the movie. And then the last 30 minutes is him, bringing Ellie back, and then, basically Ellie goes on the killing spree, kills the mom, and then, the dad gets knocked out. He goes to the pet cemetery to kill her once and for all, and then he gets killed by the mom that's been brought back and everything. So the pacing was kind of slow. The first hour is just leading up to her death. I do like the fourth. They basically add in little subtle hints that it's going to happen, because they keep having either the dad or Gage or the mom, who are the three people that don't die by the truck, basically walking either to the road or walking from the road, to their house or something, and the truck whizzes by. That was cool foreshadowing. But really the first hour is just them getting to know these characters, building up Ellie's, hype for her birthday, and, her love of Church, and then Church's death, and then he brings back Church, and then that leads to her birthday party, which leads to, of course, her death in an hour in. But they did do a good job character building her. So, there's not a whole lot of bad about this movie, but there is still some, but this is one of the best Stephen King adaptations I've seen. So yeah, I want to thank you all very much for watching. This is this was my review for Pet Sematary, the recent adaptation from Stephen King. He's a very twisted man, so I already knew this was going to be pretty dark. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.